Good evening, Raider Nation. Welcome to therapy session number 2. We back, y'all. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Here we go. Yo, what is good, nation? Welcome to another episode of Raiders Unfiltered. I'm your host, I'm Jay Raider. Appreciate everyone pulling up and tapping in on this Monday night overreaction Monday therapy session number 2. But actually, this is probably like therapy session number 4 or 5. So I lost count, y'all. But hey, either way, appreciate, salute everybody who's in the building, who's already here, and everybody who's pulling up. Again, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button on this channel if you guys haven't done so already. Appreciate everyone pulled up. We're going to go ahead and tilt my monitor here. There we go. There you go. All right, y'all. A little disclaimer real quick before we go ahead and get into it. I got the subscriber only mode going on the channel. Just kind of filter out a little bit of the spam and all the craziness and whatnot. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you want to go ahead and be part of the chat. Salute to everyone here. Let's go ahead and kick this thing off, y'all, really quick. I got to go ahead and acknowledge the chat because chat lives do matter, guys. This is your show as much as mine. Really quick, shout out to my guy Robert Ping in the building. He already mad. I know, my guy, for sure. We're going to get into it. Shout out to my guy Armando in the building. Raider Nation for live. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, my guy. Shout out to my guy GMX in the building. He says, I will always be a Raider fan because I believe it or not, Raiders will once dominate. Even after 20 years of garbage, Raiders still have overall winning record against most teams in NFL. Facts plus tax. Shout out to my guy Geno. Appreciate you pulling up and tapping in, my guy. Salute. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy Billy Davis in the building. Salute, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up, tapping in as always, my guy. Salute to you, my guy John in the building. What it do, my guy? Salute to you. Let's see here. My guy, Raider Primo's in the building. Salute, my guy. We just did the show yesterday, the post-game reaction show. Make sure you guys go ahead and tap into that one. It was a fire show. I had Raider Will on from Silver Black Radio Podcast. Fire show. We did release the exercise some of the demons yesterday from that despicable game yesterday. It was just horrendous. Let's see here. Who else is here? Real quick. Shout out to Accelerate in the building. One of my members here at Just Raiders. Appreciate you, fam. He says, why did the Raiders cross the road? Because he was out of position in the first place. Shout out to my guy, Accelerator. Salute to you, my guy. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy, Rose Town in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, my guy. Salute. Let's see here. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before I go ahead and set off the show, do a little bit different today, guys. Okay. We all know what happened yesterday. We all know. We don't need to go ahead and go too much into it. I'll probably just recap a little bit of the box score. Honestly, I'm not really going to go into individual stats a whole lot. Did that yesterday. We all know what it was. Really going to kind of get on my soapbox today and really, man, we're all going to do it. We're all going to go ahead and really do this therapy thing and really exercise the demons because, man, oh man, the type of shit that I heard earlier today. I mean, I've been, not only did I hear from this regime, from Pete, it's just crazy, but it just, what Raider Nation is feeling right now, it's just, it's crazy. It's just, we never thought we're going to come back to this road again. We always thought we were going to be better, but yeah, here we are again. It's insane. And to say, jumped around from show to show today, and it's just been crazy. It's been crazy, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. But we're just gonna do a little bit different today. I'm really gonna go ahead and go into into that soapbox. I'm not really gonna go ahead and do too much highlights and stuff like that. I got some clips from the pre presser earlier today. That's really about it. We're gonna go ahead and talk about that, and we're gonna figure that part out. We're gonna see, how we all feeling about that and whatnot. But just a little bit different show today. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Already, you guys already know, got belt the ass yesterday. I mean, that's the best way to explain this. We got belt to ass. It was literally a shutout. We got skunked 31-0. Man, it wasn't pretty. We got toyed with all 4 quarters. I don't think there was a quarter that we were in control at any point in that game, to be honest with you. To be honest with you guys, I don't think there was at any point that we were in control of that game. I think the only point that we were in control is like once we got that from the kickoff, literally is once we got that ball and ran it, that was the only time really we were in control of the game. But most of the time we were not. So let me go ahead and pull up the box score real quick, guys, and we're going to go ahead, just go over the team stats real quick, so that way we can put a little bit of context from yesterday's shit show of a performance. All right. So, and this is the thing, again, you have the Raiders literally putting up 95 total yards, disgusting, nasty work. 434 total yards by the Chiefs, literally having their way with us. They were literally able to go ahead and move the ball almost at will. It was that type of game. Passing yards, 70 yards to 282. Rushing, non-existent, only 25 yards. I don't think we've ever had 25 yards. If so, but somebody, whoever's a stats geek, let me know what game that was. But I think we take the cake for that one. 152 on the ground for the Chiefs. Third downs, we only got 3 first downs. I think we only crossed the line, the 50-yard line, once in the whole game. That's insane. Third down, fourth down efficiency, forget it, out the door. Total plays, 30 total plays to 77. Sacks allowed. We allowed 1 sack, but it was literally the only productive player out there was really AJ Cole with 6 punts. Penalties, 8 penalties for 58 yards, 1 fumble. That was that Kenny. We finally got to see Kenny Pickett, you guys. And what happened? First snap, fumble. But I think this is what really takes the icing of the cake was the time of possession. We only had 18 minutes of time possession, 42. They really controlled that clock on us. They worked us. We got work, y'all. That let's just keep it a bean. We got worked. We got that ball literally ran down our throats. They threw at will. We got sliced up like hot butter, like a hot knife on butter. Crazy, crazy. It was this game was just. I'm like I don't know what the fuck I was watching yesterday, but I knew I wasn't watching our team play because it just looked just terrible, terrible, nasty, nasty work again. Um, and to add insult to injuries, guys, we had Max go down with a knee injury. I don't know, and I haven't had a chance to really look into this. People were saying it wasn't a chop block. I don't know. That looked like a fucking chop block to me. But the way they tried to go ahead and kind of frame it up is that because the tight end was playing within his box zone, that it was legal, right? I don't know. I don't know if that was correct or not. But that looked like a chop block to me. Literally took Max out of the game. After that, team literally just folded like a fucking tent. And we saw no effort from this team. And how can you blame them? Literally, when you're having the ball run down your fucking throat, it just demoralizes you. And this is something that we should have done on our flip side is really be able to go ahead and run the ball and really hand the ball off and let Ashton Genty do Ashton Genty things. That was not the case. They did it to us and they controlled the clock. And that's why you see those 42, 43 minutes of time possession versus us. Crazy. Isaiah Paul, another guy, another casualty injury as well. Don't know his prognosis as of yet. I haven't seen too much on that. We'll see what happens. Fortunately, it looks like the Max's injury wasn't too bad. Looks like it might have been just a stinger, but obviously, because the way the game that was played out, they decided to go ahead and just might as well just keep him out. At one point, obviously in the third quarter, game was basically out of reach. There was really, I don't know how we could have caught up in that game, to be honest with you. By a stroke of fucking miracle, maybe that would have happened, but I don't see it. I didn't see it. So I'm glad they kept that up, Max. But it sucks. It's a scary thing. Now it makes us kind of think, looking at this season moving forward. And like I said, I think I was saying yesterday, we're gonna have to start having those talks about when are we gonna go ahead and start shutting down certain players, right? Start shutting down certain dudes. Max, Brock, JPJ, if you want to even put them in that category, right? There's certain dudes that you want to go ahead and keep as commodities, right? That you feel that these guys are your stars. I don't know when we're gonna start having it, but I feel that's literally really, really, really soon. If not, we should probably start talking about it now, right? But you have those, so hopefully we see Max back, and if we don't, that's fine too. I think at this point, I don't know. I don't see us winning a whole lot of games, and we're gonna go ahead and really talk about it right now in just a second. But I don't really see us winning a whole lot of games. So certain dudes, certain guys, it might be the time to go ahead and either limit their reps or start shutting them down, and literally have them right on the bench until the season's over and get ready for next year. It might be that type of situation. So, uh, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. The state of the season. I mean, this season has been, I think, disappointment has been an understatement, to say the least. Everybody, this is a thing, and I'm guilty of it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all that I thought different. No, I'm guilty. I drank the Kool Aid. I drank the Kool Aid from the time where Pete came in and said, "Hey, we're gonna come in here. We're gonna compete. We're gonna go ahead and try to win games." Though I knew in my mind, I'm like, we're to me, I know we weren't gonna make playoffs. I'm like, all right, cool. We're not gonna make the playoffs. I'm fine with that. I'm okay, right? I knew that we're bringing a lot of new guys here. There's a lot of new pieces, a lot of moving pieces in this team. You can only expect so much from that, right? Knowing that, I'm still being told, "Hey, we're going to go ahead and go out, and we're going to try to put the best product forward. We're going to go ahead and win as many games as possible." I think 10 wins is going to go. I see us winning 10 games, right? That this is Pete talking. I didn't expect us to win 10 games. But I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe we can get to like 8 games, 7 games. We could be better than last year. We could be almost by a good margin better than last year. We got something here. We 26 is gonna be the year that, oh shit, better watch out. We're gonna be fucking cooking that. And looking right after that Patriots game and the dog shit type of season we've had up until this point, it just makes me fucking sick. It makes me sick. Let's just be honest, y'all. It makes me sick that we're having to go ahead and see this type of gameplay every week. This is a third blowout game. Third, guys. And this one hurts more than the Colts, hurts more than the Commander one. Even hurts more than the Bear one. I didn't think there was going to be a game worse than the Bear game. I didn't think there was going to be a game worse than the Colts game, but yet here we are. 31-0. How do you sum that up? How do you sum that up? Yo, real quick, before I go any further and continue on my soapbox, y'all, appreciate everyone pulling up and tapping in on this Monday night. Y'all, therapy session is now in, y'all. And make sure you guys go ahead and smash that subscribe button and click those thumbs for your boy Jay Raider. We're going to go ahead and vent. I want you guys to go ahead and vent. Make sure you guys go ahead and put your comments in. We're going to do the damn thing. I'm going to pause periodically. We're going to go ahead and just go through it, y'all. So they know, they know right or wrong answer. I might not agree with you, but it's all good. This is a process. It's a process, y'all. Like, we got to get this shit out because you hold it in, it just turns on you. It makes it ugly. I'm letting y'all know, but let's see here. Let me go through some of these comments real quick. Shout out to my guy Primos. He said, "I call my therapist. I actually need therapy as well. Fucking Raiders. Don't let that shit get you down, my guy. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. It's okay." Let's see here. All right. Shout out to my guy Troy in the building. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Salute, salute. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy Geno. He says, I think Mark Davis has surpassed his dad on firing coaches. That is his only passion. I think, yeah, bro. I think that's the one fucking thing he's good at is fucking firing people. When it comes to the Raiders, bro, for sure. He's good at hiring people for the fucking aces, but when it comes to the Raiders, we just can't get that shit right. Don't know how. Don't know why that is. I really don't know. Shout out to my guy Armando. Pete Carroll is going to let Geno Smith play still after the bye week. You're not wrong, my guy. You're not. I doubt he benches him. I'll be surprised if he actually benches him. That's how bad it is right now. This is the point that we've come that we're actually going to be surprised if Geno Smith actually gets benched after the bye week and he doesn't play for that Jaguar game in 2 weeks. It's crazy. Nasty work. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy Dixon in the building. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute to Chewy as well. Salute, my guy. Appreciate you tapping in. Let's see here. And this is I'm glad that Gio put this out. Mahomes, and I saw this earlier. QBR rating 126.6. Geno 7.8. 7.8. And he even threw in a fun fact. Jamarcus Russell lowest QBR was 11.5. So Geno's so bad, he's even worse than Jamarcus Russell. Let that shit sink in. I paused for that specific reason. I wanted that to kind of sip up in there. 7.8, y'all. 7.8. I'm going to hold on 1 second. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Okay, that reminds me, looking at that stat, while I try to find this picture again, of Geno Smith flipping off that guy with the sign that says Geno Smith is a bigger bust than Jamarcus Russell. Looking at it, hindsight, this motherfucker knew what he was talking about, and yet the nation literally dug into him. Fucking dudes made shirts out of Geno, throwing up the finger. Man, how far have we fallen? How far have we fallen? Crazy. Let's see here. Shout out to John Bowers. What happened to Brock? Brock is still injured. Brock is still injured too. He's not back yet. He might be back after the bye. He has practiced without the knee brace. He was practicing last week without the knee brace. He just has the sleeve on, which is just a compression sleeve. It doesn't do anything. So he was practicing in a limited fashion without the brace, which is a good sign. It's just that needed to heal up. And this is the thing. I mean, put him out there, that Charger game. All right, I get it. But after that, you could tell he just wasn't the same, didn't have the same pop, didn't have the same lift. And there's certain things that Brock Bowers does that makes Brock Bowers who he is, and it makes him into that elite level type player. And if he can't do those things, there's no business for him to be out on the field. Let's just be honest out here. Because for one, you're risking more potential injury. Two, he's not helping the team because he's not able to perform at the level he needs to perform to be effective. Shout out to Just Left. Appreciate you, my guy. We have no talent on our roster. Did we really expect to win this season? All we have is Brock, Genty, Big Mike. Those are lone players that could have be starters somewhere else. You're not wrong, my guy. You're not wrong. And again, look on paper, and this is when I go back to this, when I make this remark, when I say on paper, looking back on paper at the beginning of the season, off-season training camp, whatever, we look like we're a team that we can hang in there, right? That is able to go ahead and be able to be competitive, not win the division, but be competitive in the division. This division is the hardest division in the NFL, right? Most years. Some years were, it's a little weaker. Right now, you could say it's a little bit weaker. There's, you got ASAP's team struggling a little bit. They have injuries. Broncos, they're doing cool. Now we just fucking gave CPR to the fucking Chiefs, so now they're gonna go ahead and do their thing. They're gonna go on their run. So, in the beginning, we all thought, on paper at least, we look competitive. But now, once we went on the field, it was a different story because you could be something on paper, but what does that really translate on the field? And that's what we failed to do. We failed to translate on the field. That's what we had. We got the experienced coach. We got the fancy offensive coordinator. We kept our defensive coordinator, right? We had some continuity. We brought in some new guys. some supposable talent. 2-5. 2-5 with 3 blowouts is the result of that. Let's see here. My guy Rostown says at this point, Tyree Okun's got to step it up with Crosby out if they can't get rid of him. Yep. Yep. Exactly. We're gonna get into that part. I got my take for sure. Gio says I don't think anyone ever questioned AP about Getsy on regard to the offense. I think Chip may be the problem. Honestly, and this is the thing about looking back in the past, looking back last year. I'm gonna just say this: that Getsy offense looked fucking terrible too. It was no better. We all questioned that offense too. That looked terrible. We couldn't run the fucking ball. So it was the same problem. We couldn't run the ball. We're running the ball a little bit better this year. At least I'll give us that. But we still kind of we couldn't push the ball down the field. We still had trouble in the red zone scoring. We couldn't score for shit. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's two different coordinators. So where is that common variable that is making this happen? Because now we don't have all the same personnel on the offensive side. They're gone. Defense we do, but offensively we don't, right? So I don't know. It could be partly Chip. It could be partly because we have a terrible quarterback. We decided instead of us really investing into the future and going out and really being aggressive and drafting a quarterback. Even if you went out and got Geno Smith, it is what it is. But the regime never took that part seriously, and here we are. We decided to go ahead, and it was smart for us to go ahead and invest in a project in the 6th round with Cam Miller, where Cam Miller is currently sitting in the practice squad fermenting. Now, is it going to be good or is it going to be bad, right? And that's why I say fermented, because sometimes it's one way or the other. It could be really good or it could suck. It's a project. I seen the kid with my eyes. He's a project, but he's out in the practice squad. So, and that's the thing. When you go out and draft quarterbacks beyond the 3rd round, the talent is not always there. There's promises, there's glimmers, but not always does it translate to the NFL. Facts. Again, appreciate you guys pulling up. Let me go ahead and go down to a few more comments here before I go ahead and continue on. Just Left says, I don't see us winning another game. Check the schedule. I've been checking the schedule. Maybe 2 games more we win. Yeah. At the most, I see us at 5 wins. That's really pushing it. But that's a stretch. Shout out to my guy Marcus Banks in the building. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute to you. Salute to my guy Hollywood Raider Jeff in the building. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute. Let's see here. Take a more. All right. Shout out to my guy Bueno in the building. Hold on, where you at? All right. Salute, my guy. Oh, I just passed you. All right. Salute, brother. Appreciate you pulling up, tapping in. Hang on 1 second, guys. Sorry. All right. Let's see here. Probably do, bro. Probably do. There you go. All right. Cool. Yeah. Shout out to my guy Ardell. Lineman our ass 100%. All right, yeah. So let me go ahead and continue on. So I wanted to ask this question: Why do we continue to see terrible offensive performance? And like the question was put right now with the whole Getsy thing. It's a repeat of last year. We have somewhat new faces, right? but we're having the same problem, right? We have a new offensive coordinator. We went out and got a running back. That's why we're seeing better running, but it's not great. 25 yards rushing is not really indicative of a whole lot, right? Hey, the facts speaks for themselves. I don't have to. We don't have to make an excuse for it. It is what it is because there's been games prior to that where it's been under 100 yards, right? Why do we still have that problem? Why can't we get the ball to these receivers? Why do we have trouble pushing the ball down the field sometimes? Why do we stall out on drives? Why do we have trouble scoring in the red zone? Why? This is supposed to be a different team. We went out and got a new quarterback, right? Got rid of Booger Minshew, brought in another guy. A little bit caught by surprise. It was Geno. It is what it is. Geno was here. I was like, all right, fuck it. That's the dude we're gonna roll with. Let's still draft a quarterback. Nope. We're gonna get one of the 6. Okay, the fuck do I know, right? But now we're having the same problems as last year. 2-5 at the bye. It's like, come on. We try to address the offensive line. We went out and got probably the worst offensive lineman last year, and Alex Kappa, and went out and drafted 2 linemen in the 3rd round, which we've never seen. We haven't seen as of yet. They're fucking. I haven't even seen those guys really. I haven't really seen any practice footage from them, to be honest with you. From what I've seen, pretty sure other people have seen it, right? I haven't seen it, but yet those guys are there sitting, fermenting healthy scratches every week for 7 weeks now, right? And that's been our answer to offensive line. We did one thing right. We signed our left tackle. Great, cool, perfect. But other than that, it's been a fucking disaster for that offensive line. I'm gonna get. Let me just get into this part because it kind of goes hand in hand into this point I'm trying to make. This misutilization of players, shifting JPJ from center to guard, putting a guy like Meredith in there, a guy who's never played center before in his life, studied the whole summer or the whole spring and figured it out, having never played a snap at center. Okay, kept Dylan Parham, which if you, unless you lived really under a rock and you really tuned out early on in the season last year, Dylan Parham is no peach, right? You had our left tackle Colton Miller go down, and we went out. So this is the part that just fucking kills me. And you guys let me know in the chat if you guys feel the same. If you guys don't, cool. Instead of us putting our rookie in, right, that we went out and picked in the 3rd round, which, fun fact, we were in the same predicament last year, and we ended up putting our other rookie right tackle in DJ Glaze, and shined, or at least did fairly well where he held his own. We didn't do that. We went out and got Stone Forsythe, the worst tackle in the NFL, to replace our best lineman outside of JPJ, and that was our solution, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. And we expect for us to be able to go out and win 10 games. You have guys, you know, like Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin does not play that position. Jeremy Chin was kind of playing linebacker last year with the Commanders. You got him at safety. You got Isaiah Paul Mal at free safety, which his strong suit is at strong safety. They went out and re-signed the kid for that specific reason because he did so well last year, and I was an advocate of his last year, all up into the off season because I was like, oh, cool. I'm glad we re-signed that dude. Let's see what he looks like and with this year back with us. You know, you got you got you got Max Crosby and like Malcolm Coons, playing coverage. It's like what the fuck are we doing? You got Kaibu Kelly starting because in your eyes you think he's the best corner out there outside of Eric Stokes, who literally got picked on the whole fucking game. It wasn't even fair at times, right? No, never answered our nickel position. That's why they were able to go ahead and just slice us up in the middle. And we went ahead and released our best linebacker a couple weeks ago and just had the ball literally run down our throats. It's shit like that just makes you question everything, everything this season. It really does. And for Pete to stand up there and say that he was caught by surprise on you know where we're at and our performances up to this point, and that he thought we would be further along in the season. What the fuck game are you watching, Pete? For real. What are we doing, my guy? Because I know you're not watching the same game as us. If you're up there defending Geno, saying that Geno, you know, had a pretty good game or a decent game, 31-0, my guy, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. And I'm not trying, and the thing is, I love Pete. I'm not trying to go ahead and really be on that bashing train, but some things have to be said. Some things have to be questioned. I can't be sitting here rah rah. We're gonna bounce back, guys. Watch, everything's gonna be okay. We just need this bye to kind of regather ourselves and make a couple of changes and see what happens. It's not gonna be that, guys. It's not. You're not gonna get that from me. Not this show. I know you probably won't hear that for the rest of the season. I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. We're gonna talk about Geno in just a second. Again, appreciate everyone pulling up with tapping in on this Monday night. Overreaction Monday therapy session number 2. I'm gonna just label that therapy 2. We're gonna do more probably. I have a strong feeling we're gonna do that. But if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button on your boy. Appreciate you guys. Again, I have the subscriber only mode going on. Just kind of filter out, some of the riff raff that comes through. So appreciate you guys. If you want to be part of the chat, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you guys are on X, make sure you guys go ahead and head on over to YouTube, smash that subscribe button, be part of the chat. Appreciate you guys rocking with me on this Monday night. Let me go back to the chat. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Shout out to my guy Ardell. We should have drafted online at 6 overall. You're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. And this is another crazy thing too, is that Mekhi Becton was out there in free agency. We could have picked him up. We passed on that one. And guess where he went? To our rival. Go figure, right? My guy Rosal says we should have kept Chase on Spillane, Amik, Jack Jones. We could have had better players than what we have now. Could have got them for cheap. I agree with you partly on some of those players. I wanted Spills to stay. I wanted Chase on to stay. Um, Meek was cool. Jack Jones, I like Jack Jones because Jack Jones just brings that attitude. He's just that swagger. That dude don't give a fuck. But at the same time, too, it's like we saw Homeboy getting kicked too. He bit on a lot of shit. He was a liability out there at times. When he was on, he's on. But most time he was not a guy that I would have kept around. So when we parted ways from him, it was bittersweet. I didn't want to see him particularly go, but I knew it was something that we had to do. So, but Chason was a guy that literally we got almost for nothing and was a big factor last year. And it's surprising that these guys decided to go ahead and part ways. And it's all because he's just not a Pete type of guy. It's not a Pete type of guy. That's why these guys are not here. Let's be real. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy, Michael. Appreciate you, my guy. Brandon Carroll's in charge of the run game, and that's why we have no run game. Facts, my guy. That is 100% correct. He is not only the offensive line coordinator, but he is the run game guy too. And this is a byproduct of that. The guy has no clue what the fuck we're doing. And if you really start dissecting that resume of his, a lot of it is certain places that Pete was at, right? He had a job in Seattle. Pete was there, right? Um, Obviously, your Pete Carroll's son, you're gonna have some pull, you know. But it's shit like that, and the sad part is that he's not gonna go anywhere, guys. We can say fire Brandon Carroll all we want to our faces turn blue, but the matter of fact is he's not going to go a damn place. The best that we can hope for is that this dude takes a back seat. I'm gonna keep saying it, but it's not going to happen. If he takes a back seat to Joe Philbin, maybe we got something. But until then, we're just going to continue looking like dog shit on the offensive line. We're going to still look. We're not going to look great in that run game. Honestly, I blame some of the regression from DJ Glaze this year on Brendan Carroll because sometimes I just expect it, but that's coachable. That's fixable. That's where coaching comes into play, and you fix that. So by the time you get to a point like this, you should be better than what you started. But he's not looking the best out there. And I think he's still salvageable. I think they're still there, for whatever happens next year, whatever happens within the next, few weeks or whatever. That situation may or may not change. Maybe next year it does change. Who knows? I still think he can go ahead and turn around, but part of that is because of coaching. 100%. Let's see here. Ardell says we ran 20 different plays, 20 offensive plays versus the Chiefs. How many yards combined? Pitiful 100. Bro, I'm telling you, it's just fucking nasty work, man. Let's see. Dixon says we gonna probably pay Mac Jones next season instead of drafting a QB. I don't fucking doubt it, bro. We're gonna go ahead and pick up another band-aid to try to go ahead and salvage our fucking season. Or make our season, right? It's just we're gonna. It's just we try to go ahead and always go through to that quick and easy route, right? Oh, this guy's going to be the guy that's going to go ahead and just fix our offense and fix our team completely, and that's never the case. When you go out and get these backup guys, yeah, Mac Jones started at in New England, but then He wasn't the guy. He fell off. Got to go draft a quarterback. Got to go draft a quarterback. Shout out to my guy Daniel Berry Sports. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Happy Monday. Hopefully yours was good. Hopefully everybody's had a pretty good Monday. Hopefully the loss didn't get you down. Salute to everybody. Hopefully you guys are already at the crib. If you guys are not at the crib, you guys are on the way to the crib. If you guys stuck at work, I hope this time, makes it go by faster. If you guys are heading to work, salute to you guys. Salute to everybody always on the grind, man. Wherever you guys be at, salute to you guys. All right. Let's see here. My guy Troy says Spy Tech and Old Man P are not going anywhere. And not Mark Davis, who hired them. It's Tom Brady's team now. It's Tom Brady's team now. So Raiders Nation must accept it. So you're parlaying down, and this is my thing with the whole Pete thing. And this is a great time to go into kind of my next segment, and we're gonna get into it. Is what do we do with Pete? And there's only a few options you can go really with Pete here. You can't go to you can't go. You don't have a lot of options essentially, right? And I know we got the fire Pete chants already going on, and we got the other side of the spectrum, right? The thing is, and I've been saying it all day. You know, in reality, if we part ways with Pete, what good does it do? How many more wins are we going to get realistically? Because I'm already hearing the let's tank shit going on. We teams don't tank, fans tank, players play. That's just keep it real. These guys get paid millions of dollars. A lot of these guys that we have in our team on again another 1 year contract, they're playing for the job. They're building the resume for next year because they got to go ahead and find a job for next year if they don't get re-signed here. That's really the reality of it. But how many more games are going to win? If really the true intention is tanking, then you don't fire Pete. You keep Pete. You keep the circus moving. You keep the train chugging along. It'll get you there. At the rate we're going, hey, shout out to my guy Jeff. He's in the building here. If you guys tap into him, you heard him. I don't see us winning any rest of the games the rest of the year, right? That's what he's saying. I'm giving us like maybe 2 or 3 we can go ahead and kind of squeak by. But let's say you even split that, maybe win like 2 games, 1 game more. And if tanking's really the trajectory to try to get that top pick, you don't move Pete. Why would you move Pete? Right? We're gonna go ahead and get into the Pete presser. But I wanted to go ahead and ask this. Obviously, does Geno sit out from now on? Right. And this is a question that somebody put that comment earlier. They're not gonna sit Geno. We finally got to see Kenny Pickett in. Do we really finally see Geno sit down? Is really Pete going to go ahead and really have him bite the bullet, sit his ass down, ride the bench for the remainder of the season or for the next X amount of games until he gets his shit figured out, gets his shit together, and then maybe run with Geno again? What do y'all think? I honestly think we're not going to see Geno sit. We're not. I hope we do. I hope that happens. But reality, doubt it happens. Pete is too committed to this. He's too loyal. He's too committed into this whole Geno thing. He's gonna die on his. He'd rather die on a sword and admit that he's wrong and sit Geno than than actually do the right thing here. Because it means a couple things here. It means one, obviously Pete was wrong from the fucking get go. Two, we went out and spent a third round pick and literally gave Geno like $70 million or $65 million, whatever the contract was. There's incentives to it, but I think overall it's like 60, 65, 70, somewhere around there, right? It's just you were just wrong, 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 wrong. This guy was the wrong guy for the fucking job because you have familiarity with him. You wanted to go ahead and try him out. You thought a change of scenery would do the trick. It's wrong. So Pete won't do that. Pete rather die by the sword. Because we talked about this. I've talked about potentially having Pete really control the narratives, and it's really evident. He really is trying to control the narrative here and really make Geno the guy. When we're having Pete literally justify Geno after a 31-0 loss, get the fuck out of here. You need to come you need to come back to reality, my guy. For real. Shout out to my guy Jeff. 0 wins from here on out. I hope they prove me wrong. Exactly. And this is what I'm saying. Like, if you want to tank, you don't fire Pete. You don't fire Pete if that's your thing. I'm not into tanking. My whole thing, I understand the whole thing about getting the draft picks and all that shit. I get it. Guess what? We can move up the board to go ahead and get draft picks too. There's that. You don't have to tank your season. Does it make it easier? Of course it does. But you don't have to do that. Realistically, this team won't tank. And won't. As much as you want it. That's a fan thing for sure. Let's see here. My guy just left says we need dogs up front. 2016, we had Penn, Hudson, Jackson, Howard with the QB on his way to be an MVP. We need the dogs up front. Go with Miller and JPJ. Facts. The thing is with Miller, he might be done for the season. I don't know. Maybe we'll see him back towards the end, but I doubt it. Shout out to my guy Rorschach in the building. Yo, Jay Raider, the Raiders shut down like the government is shut down. Facts, my guy. Nobody getting paid. Now these are still getting paid no matter what. But yo, facts, my guy, for real. Salute to you, my guy. Appreciate you pulling out for sure. All right, let me go ahead and get down. Shout out to my guy Raider Food Chris in the building. I appreciate you finally pulling up, my guy. Salute to you. Glad to have you back. 0 points against the Chiefs. Fire fucking everybody. Chris is ready to go ahead and fire sell the whole fucking team. There you go. I don't blame you, my guy. It's all good. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you. My guy Greg says we have no chemistry from the front office to the coaches to the players, so it sprinkles down lack of chemistry. Facts, my guy. And this is one of the things that I kind of brought up yesterday that I go ahead and kind of put up here. Where's my thing here? Does the left hand know what the right is doing? And what that basically means is that they ain't communicating because Chip has his agenda, P has his agenda, Spytech has his agenda. Everything has been shit from the get go. From the off season, we're in the off season. We should have caught wise. We should have started questioning it. And that's also partly on me, on my fault. I should have questioned it harder. I was kind of making fun of it with my guy Rundown. Shout out to Rundown. We were like, hey, yo, Pete's saying one thing and fucking Spytex over here saying another, and like Pete's fucking letting the cat out of the bag and saying too much. And Spytex kind of like, yo, but there were signs there. That was probably one of the signs where that they weren't probably on the same fucking page. They wanted to do two different things. Right? Spytek's looking like he's thinking for the future and trying to go ahead and kind of get some shit for now and build shit for tomorrow. And Pete's living yesterday the way it looks like. Pete's still living from yesterday, from like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago. Tell me if I'm wrong. biggest key indicator here is our defense. We're running an outdated defense. Nobody runs this defense in the NFL currently. Nobody. Tell me who runs this type of defense, cover three. Nobody. That goes to show you. I mean, it's just been called out, and literally now it's just been literally put on fucking display. We just been outed. We're just dissected on national television for the type of team that we are. We're not modern. We can't compete with these offenses. Our offense is so simplified that we really have to kind of dumb it down and really make it kind of vanilla basic, because we can't confidently throw the ball downfield without getting it picked off. That's how bad this thing is, y'all. For real. That's how bad this thing is. So to answer the question, I don't think Geno gets sit. I don't think so. If you guys think so, let me know. Put down in the chat. What do you guys think? Shout out to my guy Marcus Banks for being a member for 3 months. Appreciate you, my guy. Part of the JRB fam. If you want to be like Marcus and support the show, go ahead and click that link that's pinned up top. It really does help to go ahead and keep the lights on here at Just Raiders. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute to you. Always supporting the show and up, my guy. Salute. All right. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys think that that Pete will actually pull the trigger and sit Geno Smith. I doubt it. Shout out to my guy G Fam in the building. Salute. Appreciate you, my guy. Let's see here. Yeah, see my guy Chris says he's on it. No tank needed. We getting at top 10. We're probably gonna be in top 5, bro. We're probably gonna be at the top 5. We are for sure. Let's see. Dixon says we're more than just a QB or an elite talent away from winning. Yes, we have problems in a lot of different places. It's crazy. We really regressed. We regressed. We were supposed to be better and like be able to go ahead and address some of those issues, and we really created more issues than we did solutions. I started seeing that, and I'm like, okay. They're like, we're gonna let shit kind of unfold itself. There's still more things to kind of come in the off, and I'm talking about the off season. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see what happens. Draft comes. All right, cool. We got some pieces. Cool. Okay, let's see what happens in free agency. Barely a splash. Biggest splash was Jermaine Pratt. The other splash was Jamal Adams, and luckily he's kind of working out. Cool. Jermaine Pratt, he was so. He didn't suck, but he was the best linebacker in that room. Let's keep it a bean, right? Outside, he was, and we let him go for nothing. And that's even the crazier shit. If you didn't like the guy and you were already like, hey, I don't want this guy on the fucking team, great. Talk to your GM, have him get on the phone, call up people. Hey, I don't want Pratt on the team. Let's move him. See what you can get for him. Let's get it done ASAP. I'm pretty sure John Spivak will have no problem moving that dude. He went to sign to the Colts, who blew us out. He got it back from them. What makes you think that they weren't up to playing ball? And we could have gotten a draft pick, or we could have got some type of compensation for Jermaine Pratt. We went up and released that dude for nothing. Nothing. It's shit like that really makes me want to pull out my fucking hair. I'm going to just keep it real with you guys. Shout out to my guy Dixon. I get disgusted talking about tanking. Damn, this season is already over. We're going to go ahead and talk about that. Sorry, I keep delaying. I keep getting into the chat. Again, this is as much show for you guys as it is for me. Appreciate everyone tapping in, being involved in chat. Salute to everyone. We got almost 50 in the building. Salute to everybody. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for sure. My guy Josh says, I hope he calls it quits 2026 January. I never wanted Pete. Saw the shit show on Moley. Some people on other channels call me fake fan, wondering how stupid they look now. I was right. And that's the thing. Like, I might not agree with you, but I won't call you a fake fan because everybody in here that shows up on the off season, that shows up when we're fucking 2-5, having to go through these type of fucking performances is not a fucking fake fan. If you don't want to be a fan, be like that other dude that was on Twitter the other day who literally burned all his shit. Cool, bro. Do your thing. More power to you. Rather not have you on our team, bro. That's always been my philosophy. You don't want to be here, don't be here, bro. Peace out. These people on this chat, these are the real ones. Other content creators who are covering the Raiders, having to do this shit, these are the real ones. My guy Jeff was a real one. My guy Leo's a real one. Elby Raider 10, so on and so forth. Primos, who was in here, or he's still in here, real one. I go on and on. These guys are the real ones, bro. Fuck all that. You're not one in my book, my guy. Appreciate you. Let's see here. I'm gonna go into this part. Let's go into the P presser. P had a presser today, and that's why I'm pissed off because again, it's just like I don't know what he thinks sometimes where he might think that he's trying to go ahead and be slick and really try to sell us on certain shit. And I'm like, come on, bro. We ain't the Seahawk fans. We ain't those people. You know, cool for them. Salute to them, but we not those people, man. So it just pisses me off. Some of the shit that he says is just like what are you here with us? Like, what's going on? I mean, I hope you guys are tapping into those pressers, but if not, I'm gonna go ahead and play it through. I'm gonna go ahead and play this one again. Shout out to my guys around the shield. Pharaoh, Severe, salute to them. Shout out to those guys. Pharaoh got a clip on the P presser today, basically talking about kind of the state of the season, something I touched on earlier, and how he's surprised about everything that has transpired up to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up for you guys. We're going to go ahead and watch it together. That's why I have my headphones on. And we're going to go ahead and do this together as a family. So here's Pete. This is what he had to say earlier today.
At this point in the season, has there anything surprised you how this season has played out so far?
Yeah, I'm surprised that we're not farther along than we are. I thought we would be, and I anticipated being farther along and being cleaner with our game. You know, what I'm trying to show you is that we can play really balanced football, meaning that all three phases can do their part and give us a chance to play the game where we're not giving the game away. And early on, we were turning the ball over like crazy, and kicking game was struggling, and defense was kind of holding it together for us, it seemed. And so the kicking game has come back around. A couple guys have been switched around, moved around. I think Tom did a nice job adjusting, and the last couple games have been very solid. You kind of don't even want to know they're out there, and every once in a while they make a play, and that's kind of taken place. And defensively was different yesterday. We really missed Max. Max's dynamic play, the things that he does.
Max is the heart of that.
That's coming along. Offensively now,
that's
we've settled down, giving the football up.
That's why
so we need to kind of get going again and get moving it and get productive. Yesterday was a mess of making first downs, and they did a great job on us. I really looked at we missed some guys out there, and
missed some guys.
Really important to us not having them, and the fact that we were so close to getting Brock back. You know, we've played without Brock for almost a month now. I don't know how many games he missed. We missed three games. You know, it seems like forever, and he's such a central figure in our offense. To have him coming back will just seem different. I think
that's Pete on today's presser about that he's surprised that we're not that farther along. We haven't gotten more wins. And this is the shit that I'm referring to. Is like, what fucking game are you watching? You're on the sidelines. There's pictures of you, like, on your knees looking. Supposed to be watching the game. I don't know if you're daydreaming. You're thinking it's the Seahawks playing. I don't know what's going on, my guy. But this shouldn't surprise you. This shouldn't surprise you that we're up to this point. I mean, we've had issues all around the ball. I mean, we're not playing any type of balanced fucking football. We haven't, except for one fucking game that we played balanced football, and and that's something that we were shouting from the top of our lungs. Is like, give Ashton Genty the fucking ball. You wanted to go ahead and run the ball. Dictate that to your offensive coordinator. Run the fucking ball. Make it happen. Unless you're fucking blind, that would be the only reason why you can't run the fucking ball. If the middle's not working, guess what? Got to run it on the outside. We found success there. This is some of the things. I don't know if it's just because he just won't admit that just things are not panning out the way they are. And that's the shit with P. I got some more clips for you guys. Hang on one second. Okay, so I got this other one. This is the one where he's still talking about the competition. So he said earlier today that competition is still on. So again, we're still with this whole competition bullshit. So let me go ahead and play that part real quick for you guys. Here we go.
Saw some guys at the end of the game yesterday. Geno sat down, JPJ sat down, a couple other guys. Darren Porter got into action. Do we expect to see any, or do you expect to see any personnel kind of changes throughout the course of the week?
We'll see. The competition is on, and we're not through thinking that way about opportunities for guys. I thought it was right to get G out, and Kenny needs to get some snaps. Right off the bat, he screws it up and missed the freaking first snap. But and he just needs some playtime in case we need to call on him so he feels comfortable jumping in. Darian, I'm always looking for chances to get him out there and get him playing. So that's good. We'll continue to do that. There's guys up front on the offensive line and the defensive line that we would love to get some playtime to. We stuck a couple guys in there just to get a couple.
I don't know what the fuck we're waiting for on that.
They just need to be on the field. So we're going to continue to push.
Whose fault is that, Pete?
Some guys at the end of the game yesterday. Geno sat down, JPJ sat down, a couple other guys. Darren Porter got. So
again, Pete talking about there's still competition going on. Through Kenny Pickett in the buzz. I mean, he deserved it, but still, you're the coach. Gotta reel some of that shit in, right? But he goes back, like, we got some guys on the offensive side, on the offensive line that we love to go ahead and see playing time. We just need to get them on the field. Whose fault is that? That is your fault, Pete. That is your job to get these guys on the fucking field. And you kept telling us for weeks on weeks on weeks, they're not ready, they're not ready, they're not ready. Well, guess whose fucking fault is that for not getting them ready? You have coaches there that handle that area specifically. Get them fucking ready. You're the coach, make it a fucking prerogative. Hey, we're going to go ahead and expect to we're going to try these guys out at a certain point. And if you're looking at the season, how it's unfolding, and we're not making improvements, it's just looking worse and worse and worse. There has to be a point, and especially if you're working with guys and they're still not getting it, they're still not improving, and you're gonna make those changes. Get those guys fucking ready. Let your coaches know. Let your son know. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and put in Caleb Rogers. Get him ready. Colton Miller went down. We need to get Charles Grant ready in 2 games. In 1 game. He can sit out this game, but he needs to be ready the next game. Get him ready. Shit like that. You're the coach. Get him ready. And that's the thing that I'm talking about. Jack Besh, prime example. We didn't see that dude till like week 4. He was out there playing special teams. This is your number 2 second round draft pick. Second round draft pick. Instead of getting a lineman, we went out and got Jack Besh. Cool. The fuck is he at? Oh, he's playing special teams. Okay, cool. He's right in the bench. Okay, cool. Nowhere to be found until like lately. This last game he was on there, but I don't even know how many targets he got. No targets, I think. He got like 2 catches. He got 2 catches for 13 yards. And that's the shit that we're talking about. And this is the guy that you got out to go ahead and replace Jacoby Myers. Explain that to me. So it's shit like that. And the whole continuation of literally scapegoating JPJ, casting blame on JPJ. The whole fucking line is terrible. But you want to go ahead and sit your best offensive lineman. You had Jordan Meredith, who literally had two snap fumbles. 2 snap fumbles in the game. But you want to go ahead and sit your right guard, the best player on your fucking team. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Because you want to go ahead and compete. You want to give other guys a chance to go ahead and play. I get it. All right, cool. This is the type of thing that I'm talking about, you know, and just like throwing Kenny Pickett on the bus is just like probably the icing on the cake, just to kind of top it all off. I mean, this game was just a fucking horrendous, but it's shit like that. The whole not wanting to I don't know what it is between Pete and JPJ that if it's a personal thing, I don't know. I don't want to try to guess that, right? I mean, I've heard rumors. We talked about the rumors in the past about maybe there was some sort of dispute that happened in training camp. But they, for whatever reason, they have it out for JPJ. It's evident. It's clear. Don't tell me that it's not. Pete's probably going to tell you that it's not. There's nothing there. But there fucking is there. When you sit JPG down in the game, it's just fucking ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. For real. I thought you said 2 snap turtles. Snap fumbles. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Did Kappa do any better? I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Yeah. So it's shit like that. And this is the thing. It's Chris Jones. He's sending GPG after putting him on an island with Chris Jones is disrespectful. Fact, 100%. No help. It's like it's Chris fucking Jones, and it's so. I'm glad you brought this up. This shit got so fucking out of hand at one point when and this is at the 4th quarter. They decided to go ahead and start putting B team on there against us, and they started having a little bit of pity, but it got so bad that they sat Chris Jones, and this motherfucker started already celebrating. He started the party early. He got that vodka bottle in his hand. This motherfucker got his vodka bottle in his hand. Like, come on. Is that bad? That's disrespectful shit. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. My guy Josh saying the best. We deserve better. We've been deserving better. How many years? Shit. 40 years. If you want to go ahead and give credit to those early 2000 years, then it's been what, to like 25 years around there, 23, 22. But we deserve better. 2016 it was cool, but once Carr got fucked up, that was it. Didn't do shit. I'll be here. We go 1-17 through exactly facts, my guy. Facts. Shout out to my guy Space Beast. Appreciate you, my guy. One with mods here at Just Raiders. I couldn't even watch a presser. Bro. I mean, I watched the press because I wanted to see the bullshit that he was gonna go ahead and try to sell us. For real. For real. I'm not gonna lie. And so it brings me up to this next part, y'all. What the fuck did we do with Pete? Right? And again, kind of circling a little bit back to this question from earlier, because the fire Pete talks, chants, whatever, discussions, they've already started. That's a given. I knew if we have a repeat shit performance and it's really fucking bad and like really ugly, and it's funny because I said either we win this game very close or we're gonna get blown out and it's gonna look fucking ugly. And I fucking shit you not. Guess what fucking happened? It is ugly. And now we're having the fan base starting to turn on him. You guys going, you have a lot of guys saying, let's go ahead and fire Pete. Shout out to my guy Run. He wants Pete out. Let's limit the damage. Let's go ahead and just fucking torch this motherfucker, right? And this is my thing. I get what he's saying 100%. I do, but I don't agree with it for the only sense that if the real thing here is to move up on the draft board and to get picked, you keep Pete, right? Not only that, the continuity thing. I know there's people who are going to be out there, fuck the continuity thing, but that shit does matter. Who the fuck is going to come out? Who's going to come out here and want to coach this team if you literally part ways with Pete right now and send his ass on his way, like we did AP. AP firing. The AP firing was fucking cold blood. I remember because me and Jeff were on that. We were on when that happened. Hang on, guys. Okay. That was awful. This dude thought he was still gonna be here the following week. Nope. They let his ass go like day and a half later, or a half day later. It's fucked up. But I mean, if you let go of Pete in the same manner, I mean the rep that the Raiders are going to go ahead and get out in the league, nobody's going to want to come here. Nobody. You guys we're going to have to go ahead and pay large contracts to get a coach out here. And this kind of brings me back to, to the time where we're like, why don't we get Liam Cohen here? Why don't we get Ben Johnson here? And then this is the thing, right? With these guys, the reason why they didn't want to come out here is for one, and I think this is the biggest reason, we didn't have a quarterback. Plain and simple. We didn't have a quarterback. We didn't have a plan for getting a quarterback. And that was the ultimate factor here. Because if you look at Ben Johnson, he has Caleb Williams. Look at Liam Cohen. He already had T-Law in Jacksonville. Look how Jacksonville's doing. Okay, the Bears might be a different thing, but Jacksonville, what he's doing, what Liam Cohen's doing over there is because of Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, we already knew had a lot of potential. He just needed the right coach to go ahead and plug him in with. And that's what we're seeing right now. Cliff Kingsbury, another example why he didn't want to come here. There was no clear plan to go out and get a quarterback. Tom Telesco, it was never on his radar to go ahead and get a top quarterback. Once he heard that, he's like, fuck this, I'm out. I'd rather go ahead. These guys have a top pick. These guys are going to go out and get the best quarterback out in college. I'm going to go ahead and ride with them. That's That's just being real, y'all. That's being real. And this is the thing. Just kind of going back to the question is what do we do with Pete now? I mean, it's either it looks like we're married to this dude to the end of the season, or and shout out to Jeff, shout out to my guy Wasted, Graph. They've all mentioned this, and this is something that could potentially happen. Is that they sit Pete down and like, hey man, this might be a time that you might want to go ahead and step down and retire gracefully. You know, just it might be that time where he has to have that intervention might have to happen, and that coming to Jesus moment might have to happen, and they might have to tell him, look, shit's not working out. And we don't want you to go ahead and lose face. You've earned all your accolades. Time for you to go out in style, whether it be now or at the end of the season. My whole thing was this: like, Pete's here for such a short time anyway. Like, 3 years is not a long time. At this point, it's gonna really be hard for him to make it to 2026. That might be the best possible outcome that happens, that Pete decides to go ahead and step down, retire, go ahead and ride off to the sunset. We got him a bag. He's good to go. He could be like, hey, I don't have the passion for it for no more, or whatever he wants to go ahead and come up with. Like like Jeff said earlier today, chat GBT that shit and give some fucking canned message or whatever, and justify it. But whatever it is, that's the only two outcomes. It's either he retires or we ride with them to the end of the season. Then they go ahead and reevaluate everybody together. And Pete needs to go ahead and have a long look in the mirror and say, hey, are you still with this, or are you done? But if you're going to be in this, do this shit the right way. Because also, too, he has to think about his legacy. He doesn't want to tarnish that legacy, having 2 and 15 seasons, 3 and 14 seasons, yada yada, whatever. That's just important, man. Because at this point, Pete doesn't need to prove anything else. He's accomplished everything that needs to be accomplished. This guy's the lock in for his fucking gold jacket and his ceremony in Canton. He doesn't need to do this, right? It might be that situation. And if he does move on at this point, this is probably where you might bump up PG to be that interim. I don't see Chip being the guy. I hope Chip is not the guy. That'll be some crazy shit. It would be, for real. Salute to everybody again. Appreciate everyone pulled up, tapped in with me on this Monday night. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on your boy Jay Raider. Salute to you guys. Make sure you turn on those notifications as well. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go ahead and get your comments in as well. We're going to go ahead and continue. I got a couple more points I want to go ahead and go through as well, but I'm going to go ahead and tap into the chat real quick. Let me see here. Right. Let me get through some. I lost my place here. Here we go. Shout out to my guy Jai. Says, crazy to remind people we should have kept them at McDumbass to finish 2023 season. Why? Because we were at number 2. AP took over, won 7 straight games, and chance at Jaden Daniels. I'm happy with Bauer's pick. I get you. Yeah, we could have stayed on that same trajectory. And this is a fucking thing though with that though. Ziegler wanted the year before. Ziegler wanted CJ Stroud. McDummy didn't. He said no. he told them, no, I don't want him. We passed on CJ Stroud. The list could always go on and on who we could have dropped, but that just kind of in reference to that, we passed on him. Now the crazy part too is that Coupon Tom Telesco didn't want Jane Daniels, or he didn't see him, and in his mind coming to the Raiders, we weren't equipped for it, or whatever lame ass excuse that he gave to go ahead and justify us not going up for a top quarterback in that draft. So shout out to my guy Yaya in the building. Appreciate you, my guy, pulling up. Salute to you. Thank you for tapping in on this Monday night. Let's see here. Jaws says, I thank my sis, though I'm saving money from buying gear. She got me this Raider drink cup. Fire for working out. She's a Packers fan, and she understands what I'm going through with this team. Hey, man, shout out to you and your sister. Salute to you guys. That's what's up. Hey, sister's coming through. Hey, my sister jumps on the channel every now and then. She's a Niners fan. Go figure. But, she comes out and supports. So, and she's bought me Raiders shit in the past. So, hey, man, I always appreciate that. So I know where you're coming from, my guy. Salute to you for sure. Let's see here. Let's see. Yaya says, we know the Chiefs. This game serves as a wake-up call for the organization. It's time for Pete to accept 2025 style of play. Bro, for real, like, we knew that we sucked and there was a lot of areas of improvement, but I think it really took the Chiefs to kind of really explain that and make an emphasis on how bad we really fucking are, because they literally did whatever the fuck they wanted in this game. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, see, my guy wrote something, says Raiders just laid down and ass up and took it, bro. Facts, my guy. It wasn't even fair, bro. It wasn't even fair at times. Let's see. My guy Robert Pinga says Jeff said something interesting earlier. He said, "What if he was to retire?" Yeah, see, yeah, and I think that's probably going to be the best outcome for him to kind of go ahead and set his sail and ride off into the sunset, bro. I mean, that's the most dignified way for him to fucking go. Make up whatever the fuck you want. Who gives a shit? It just, the departure is there. It's just that might need to happen, or or it's a situation where somebody needs to go ahead and kind of step in and just put everything into perspective for him, and it's just like, hey, this season looks straight fucking ass. You need to do better. You need to go ahead and start shifting gears. You need to make the proper adjustments or proper changes to go ahead and turn things around, or get ready for next year and make the necessary preparations for next year, whatever that looks like, right? So whether that be Mark, whether that be Tom Brady, who knows, right? One thing is for sure, that there's nobody knows who really has the power here, whether it's Pete, whether it's Chip, Spy Tech. Somebody needs to go ahead and be in charge and really take control of this thing. I think really Spy Tech needs to go ahead and really take a hold of this thing and really mandate things and really take control of this roster, to be honest with you. And we really haven't seen that. And that's also the way that these guys were fucking hired. We got P first, then it was Spy Tech. Most teams do it the other way around. They get their GM. The GM is the one that hires their head coach. And that's never this wasn't the case. And also too, you brought in a guy like Pete Carroll. Fucking guys has more tenure than he was already doing shit before you were fucking in high school, bro. Like that type of level that you're bringing in. So it would be hard for a guy like Spy Tech to tell Pete what the fuck to do. sometimes you got to go ahead and break those balls, man. You got to stop being soft. And sometimes that's what it takes. Let's see here. My guy, Rachel Chris says, dumpster fire is a new normal. You're right, but I don't want it to be it. Yeah, see, my guy Mike says, that's why you hire the GM before the head coach. Don't give head coach veto power 100%. And exactly, it's just with Pete, even if it's the other way around, it would have been, it's a hard one to tell fucking Pete what to do. It's just like, look, motherfucker, I've been doing this shit while you're fucking trying to feel up fucking chicks in high school, bro. Like, I've been doing it at the highest level type shit. It's that type of thing, like Pete has just that seniority, those accomplishments, those accolades behind him. But I do want to go ahead and switch it here because honestly, is the season over? And like my guy Dixon was saying earlier, is really the season over? For one part, for us to, let's keep it real, for us to be really competitive and really muster up any type of a productive season, I think that part is over. I really do think that part is over. But I think there's still a big opportunity for us to be able to go ahead and evaluate talent, to see what we have in some of these guys that we brought in, right? Like I said before, we went out and drafted 2 offensive linemen, which we haven't seen yet. We went out and drafted 2 defensive tackles we haven't seen yet. We drafted a quarterback that's sitting in the practice squad. That's a little bit different story. We got a corner in the 3rd round on top of that we hardly see now. When the fuck are they gonna play? And this is a type of situation we're kind of in, right? Are we gonna finally start seeing? When do we see these rookies start playing? If uses by if we, this is the thing that has to happen. We need to go ahead and flip that script and really go into that evaluation mode. And this week should be in preparation of that evaluation mode and get some of these rookies ready. I shouldn't see healthy scratches anymore from these rookies. And I'm talking about Caleb Rogers. I'm talking about Charles Grant. I'm talking about JJ Pegues, Tonka Hemingway. These guys should not be healthy scratches moving forward. These guys should be on the field. These guys should be starting, to be honest with you. And we need to see what they have. We need to go ahead and see if these guys are actually going to go ahead and work out for the future, or these are guys that eventually we're going to have to go ahead and release at the end of the year and go ahead and redraft certain guys or redraft certain positions. To be honest with you, we're going to move into the whole draft talk. We should still continue to draft linemen. We're going to need another fucking center or need another fucking guard. We knew these. Alex Kappa, he's a fucking joke. Let's just keep it real. Alex Kappa is a fucking joke. He's not going to be here. I doubt it. And I don't remember his contract offhand, but I'm pretty sure we can go ahead and move on after the season's over. Forsyth, he's gone after the season as well. I don't see him continuing to be here, right? So we get rid of those guys. Parham, he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year as well. I hope we don't re-sign him. This is a guy that needs to go, and Meredith should be riding the bench. That's just plain and simple. If we picked up guys like Thomas Booker, Jonah, Laulu. I get it. I've been practicing the last name, so Laulu. So Jonah needs to be out there more. Jonah is doing pretty well. He's doing pretty well. I want to see more of him. Great. He's finally starting to step up. Let's get those guys in the mix. Keep working Tyree. Let's see if he can get started. He had a decent game in that Titans game, right? So let's see what what we get from there, right? So it's shit like that. I don't want to see Caillou Blue Kelly on the fucking field anymore. Darnay Holmes is Darnay Holmes. Whatever. There's, if you're gonna have to move some guys around, if you have to go ahead and put Chin there or somebody else, all right, cool. But it is what it is, and just if you're gonna keep him out, put his ass back to strong safety. So some of these mispositioned guys need to be repositioned correctly and played correctly. I think obviously JPJ, best position for him is center. And this is the shit when I hear, well, he just wasn't making the reads. He wasn't calling the audibles good. Well, guess fucking what? That is that to me sounds like a fucking coaching issue. That to me is something that you can go ahead and learn how to become better. Why didn't we see that? Maybe because the coaching wasn't good. It could be that. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure if you stick JPJ at center, if something were to happen to Meredith and JPJ has to go to center, that line is going to go ahead and improve. I don't know. Supposedly, we're all wrong on that part. Okay, cool. I don't know. Last year was not indicative of that, but okay, cool. I'll give you that. And that's also because of my guy Jeff. But honestly, I feel that whole situation was there. All right, cool. So, if you're going to keep Meredith there, but at least put JPJ in his right position. Put him in at that left guard where she was stronger. Shift guys around. Make the necessary adjustments that you're gonna make. Do it now that you have this bye week to go ahead and make those preparations to go ahead and get ready for this Jaguars team. Right. All right, I'm not even going to talk about the QB situation anymore because it's a moot point because I know Pete's not going to go ahead and bench Geno. Now, would he pull him out during the game? I think now he's more open to that idea. But I think it has to be really, really bad for him to really make that move. I'm talking about like 3 interceptions type move. Game again for him to go ahead and make that move. So it's shit like that. And it's just evaluating the rest of the talent that we have out there. E. Rob is continuing to do good things. I definitely want to go ahead and see what Devin White continues to offer. There might be something there. We'll see. But some of these guys are just out of position, out of depth, and that's why we're also seeing, the type of play that we're seeing as well. But obviously, I think we're going to go ahead and address the elephant in the room because it is coming to that time of the trade deadline, which is literally in about like a week and a half, something like that, 2 weeks away almost. I think it's November 4th is the NFL trade deadline, if I'm not mistaken. But I think the biggest topic is, are we going to go ahead and see Jacoby gone? I would not be surprised if we finally see that trigger pulled sometime during the end of this week and we find a trade partner for him. And like I said yesterday in that post-game reaction show, I don't think we get more than a fifth for Jacoby Myers. I really don't. And there's already been put out there that there's been calls for to see if Jacoby is available. So I feel that a trade is very imminent for him. And like I said, I think it's going to happen relatively soon, probably by the end of the week. So don't be surprised if that happens there. I'm going to go ahead and put this out. Give me a second. And I talked about this on the Saturday show, Good Morning Raiders, with my guy, Joe Morley. Shout out to Joe Morley. Appreciate him pulling up and tapping into this show. But I want to go ahead and kind of address this as well since we're on the matter of trade talks. This was put out by my guy, Raider Resistance, a few days ago. Shout out to Raiders Resistance. Make sure you guys go ahead and give him a follow on Instagram and X. He's also on X, so make sure you guys go ahead and give him a follow. But Diana Rossini of The Athletic put this out there. The Raiders were making calls to acquire defensive linemen and corners. Why the fuck are we doing this? Why? Again, this is to me going back to let's evaluate the fucking talent we have in house. Stop, Pete. Stop, Spytech. We don't need to do this shit. Evaluate what you have in house first. If you would have put that product out there first, we wouldn't be doing okay. So if we would have put that product out there first, and it would have panned out, if we knew that Darren Porter wasn't the guy, that he needs way more work. All right, cool. I could justify that, right? But we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen Porter out there. We saw him in the limited capacity for that game and a half that Stoke was out, and he did really well. But still, we're doing this shit. Stop. There's no need for it. Hold on. Let me go ahead and play this correct.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help. Yep, exactly. Stop it. But yeah, as far as trade ties, as far as Jacoby, I see him gone by the end of the week. Could there be other guys potentially on the trade block? Maybe there might be some guys that move. Guys that come top of my head, probably be Devin White. He could be a guy. His stock has risen. We've seen better play from Devin White. He could be a potential guy that maybe gets traded. Another guy again that also has been caught up in some of those trade talks is Big Mike. Big Mike could be also a guy, especially if you have Brock Bowers coming back really soon, and you're not going to go ahead and shut him down. That might be a guy that you go ahead and potentially move on, especially to a tight end needy team that could be also out there. So there's some potential moves that could be made on those fronts. As far as JPJ, I doubt that happens, and I hope to God that does not happen. That they actually go out and trade a JPJ, and they ship his ass out somewhere else, because you're literally moving your best offensive lineman out of your team. And that's the only thing that I give rundown on his take about, parting ways with Pete is stopping that damage. That would probably be the only thing that would kind of be some damage there. That line would just look atrocious. It's already atrocious. It looked like fucking even more like Swiss cheese. It would just be bad. It'd be bad all around. So, I don't know, but yeah, if that move happens, I would be surprised. That would be the surprise. That would be the surprise move for me is if they trade away JPJ. I don't know, but again, appreciate you guys pulling up and tapping in. Salute to my guy Chewy. Appreciate you, my guy, tapping in and rocking with me on this Monday night. Salute. My guy, Raider. Robertson is still balling out tonight for Detroit. Spillane is a beast. Why do we let all these guys go to appease new coaches regime each time? Cough, cough, Mac. Facts, my guy, 100%. I agree, bro. And it's funny. This shit always happens. These guys they move on to different teams and they fucking ball out. These guys become good. Devon Diablo, another guy that's like literally having a fucking time in Atlanta. Another guy that we parted ways with. So just shit like that. It's just, you can put it towards the system. You could also put it towards the regime. And once we saw a lot of these guys literally kind of part ways, once AP and Telesco left, Pete and Spike to clean house, essentially. You know, there was literally a handful of guys, less than a handful of guys they kept. And this is what we see. This is what we see. Shout out to Michael. He says, start the rookies for sure, 100%. McKenzie was the last GM that ran things right, drafted right, brought in the right free agents. Gotta get back to that 100%, bro. I forgot about McKenzie. It's been quite a while, man. Damn, it's been a minute. Been a minute. Hey, appreciate you, my guy. Salute to you, man. Yeah, probably. And then hopefully we get to see a better version of Kenny Pickett. Hopefully they can. Gotta get him ready. This is the week that you get Kenny Pickett ready. Come on now. Let's go. Let's go. But let me go ahead and kind of cap it off with this. You know, I think we're just a point. We're at a point that the whole nation is just disgusted and beyond frustrated with this regime. The way we've done things for the last, 20 odd years now, where we try to find these quick fix it solutions. It's like those people that get into those quick get rich quick schemes. We're kind of on the same path, and we're trying to do a very similar thing where we're trying to go ahead and get to the playoffs, go ahead and try to win a Super Bowl the quick and easiest way. And that's not how it works. You have to build this team. You have to build it the right way. And that takes time, unfortunately. And you'll have those dog shit years. And this is a crazy thing. We've been having dog shit years, but we're not improving. We're regressing. And it's got so bad that we regressed this year on a year that, by all intents and purposes, we should be better, but we're not. And we keep seeing the same shit over and over and over. When is it going to stop? When are we actually finally get to see some type of progress, some type of moving forward with this team? This fan base is here. We go out, we spend our money, we go out to these games, we support, we buy the merch. We here, we involve, we invest our time. Even if we're not going to the games, we invest our time into these games, our mental health. There has to be something that gets done. We can't continue on this path. This is a call to Tom. He's new here. This is a call to Mark. And whether you watch it or not, whether I pop in your feed, whatever. But there has to be something done. There has to be some type of accountability. And right now, what we see, there is no accountability at all. From Pete, from Chip, from anybody. There has to be an accountability. There has to be some way to move forward in the right direction. Not just trying to go ahead and roll the dice and try to figure what is the next other thing that could work. Sometimes the most obvious thing is right in front of you. And if you can't figure that out, then you're in the wrong line of business. Just to be honest. So, Pete, if you're gonna stay for the right reasons, and do the right things, whether you're right or wrong. If you're wrong, hey, fucking admit it. Be a man, admit it. This didn't work out. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Cool. But do it. If not, go ahead and ride off to the sunset. Get out your way. Get out of our way and go right off into the sunset. Go spend time with family. It's all good. You'll still have our love. You score. You burn some bridges. That's done with, unfortunately. But if your heart is not in it, don't be here. Don't do it. Don't do it for the wrong reasons. Don't do it for pride. Do it because you want to do it. Do it because you're invested in this team, because you love this team as much as we do. But if you don't, get out of our way. For real. Chip, you're the highest paid offensive coordinator. Let's do the shit that makes fucking sense. Let's play fucking football. Because at times, this shit just looks like fucking pee-wee shit. I'm saying the quiet part out. I'm keeping this shit fucking unfiltered, though. Because it has to be said. The people who are at the pressers, the questions that we fucking heard today, they're not saying those fucking questions. It takes guys like fucking, Jeff and Leo Rundown, everybody else, I'm in that category to keep it real and just and ask these fucking questions and or hold these guys accountable, put their feet to the fire and just look, hey, this looks like fucking dog shit. What are we doing here? What are you doing? You got to do better, Chip. We got to do better. Getting paid $6 million to go ahead and run this team. Do better. Be better. You're the offensive coordinator. There should be no reason why your fucking guys can't run the ball, can't block. That falls also on you, bro. Let's do better. Spy Tech, you need to get a hold of your roster, bro. You need to go ahead and step in and control this fucking thing. It's already gotten out of hand. This is just ridiculous. We can't lose to the fucking Chiefs by 31 points and not put up a single fucking point on the board. Not only to be able to cross a 50-yard line once in the whole fucking game. This is disgusting. This is fucking nasty work. There's no other way to put it. You need to step in. You're the GM. Act like the fucking GM. There has to be a fucking intervention that happens by this front office. They have to get together, whether it's during work hours or it's a fucking secret meeting at Mark's house, wherever the fuck. It doesn't matter. Everybody needs to get on the same fucking page if they want to go ahead and be able to put a future together. And I'm not talking about try to fucking win 9 fucking games or 8 fucking more games. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about moving this team in the right direction for this future. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's do the shit that we gotta fucking do. Let's be the fucking adults that you guys were fucking hired for and make those fucking hard decisions. Let's do it. Because if not, this fan base will fucking turn on you. We're already seeing half of Allegiant fucking empty. The opposing team literally just dominates the fucking stadium. Trust me, you think this is bad? It could get really fucking nasty. We haven't seen it yet. I don't want that to happen. I love this team. There's no other team. I don't give a fuck if we're fucking 0-17 for the next 3 seasons. I'm still gonna rock my colors during the season, off the season, don't matter. I'm a Raider fan through and through. I'm a Black Hole member. That's just how fucking deep I'm in this shit. I love this fucking team. I grew up on this team. This is my team. My kids are fucking Raider fans. There's a lot of these guys, a lot of these people that are on this chat right now, a lot of their family are Raider fans. A lot of their kids are Raider fans. This is how this thing is, how big this thing is. We're a whole fucking nation. We're all across the globe. My guy, Alpha Costa Raiders in fucking Perth, Australia, way the fuck down there, and he's a fucking Raider fan. This is how big this thing is, and this is the thing that you have to realize, Mark. Yes, you inherited this team. You weren't really involved. You're not a football guy. We get it. Then put the right people in place to be those guys that handle this fucking business and put it towards the right direction. Just like your fucking aces, just the same way, put the same fucking emphasis, use the same brain to put the right people in the right positions. Let's stop fucking around because we all want to win. We deserve better. Like somebody said earlier, we deserve better. We've been deserving better for the last like 25 fucking years. It hasn't happened. Eventually, everybody's going to be enough is enough. And you're going to have a fucking empty ass stadium. I shit you fucking not. When you're charging the fucking ticket prices that get charged, that you have to pay for, and the amount of money you have to pay for in the stadium, you're not going to have people in that stadium. I'm going to the game in 2 weeks, y'all. I'm gonna just this is a present to myself, and I could go ahead and sell my tickets. Might take a loss on it, save myself money, not go to Vegas. Cool, but I don't want to do that. I'm a Raider fan. I love being around this team, watching this team, even if they look fucking like dog shit. I'm gonna enjoy my experience at Allegiant because it's an experience. I'm going to go to J-Lot because J-Lot's the shit. And I'm going to just be a fan because that's who I am. But this team needs to be better. So be better. Do better, Mark. Do better, Tom. Do better, Spytech. Do better, Pete, Chip, Patrick Graham. All the coaching staff. Be better. Do better. Because this is the type of product you guys are going to go ahead and continue putting on the field. Raider Nation is going to go ahead and check the fuck out. And half of the fan base is already checked out. You're going to have the other half check out too. So the ball's in your court. Other than that, y'all, that's my time for today. Appreciate you guys rocking with me on this Monday night. This is a therapy session. I just went out and I let out my portion of therapy. I hope you guys had a little bit of therapy too. Salute to you guys. As always, I appreciate every single one who's rocked with me today, who's tapped in on X, on YouTube. You guys will always be Raider fans in my mind. Unless you guys decide to go ahead and burn your shit and cut up your shit, you guys will always be Raider fans. No matter whether I agree with you or don't agree with you, you guys are my day one. A lot of my guys are here day ones. Chris is day one. Yaya's day one. Space Beast, Marcus Banks, so on and so forth. I rock with you guys. So appreciate you guys. Love as always. Make sure you guys go ahead and pull up on Wednesday. We have the Raider Connection. We're still going to be doing a show. I haven't heard otherwise, so we're still rocking it. We're going to talk about this game, obviously. We're going to talk about the future moving forward because really there wasn't much of a game to go ahead and talk about. So, we're going to go ahead and do the damn thing. So, as always, before you guys go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button on your boy. It does help to go ahead and get the show out into the YouTube universe and to the algorithm. Last night's show was crazy. We already have like 1,000 fucking views, which is insane. So, that is all because of you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Everybody on X, salute to you guys. Make sure you guys go ahead and give a follow if you're not following me already on X. Head on over to YouTube. My link is pinned in my profile. Go ahead and hit that subscribe if you guys want to see more content from me as well. I got also, I'm doing Good Morning Raiders this week. So that is still going on. I got my guy Primos who will be in the building rocking with me. We had a great show yesterday. We're going to go ahead and continue on Saturday. So make sure you guys go ahead and pull up to that one. That's going to be a fire show. So make sure you guys tap into that. Obviously, 10 a.m. Pacific on the West Coast. Good Morning Raiders. You already know what time it is. Appreciate you guys. But other than that, salute to you guys. As always, everybody who pulled up today, great things. There you go, my guy. Like, yes, it will happen, Jay. This shit keeps going. This is horrible. Yes. So hopefully, maybe down the way, there's a change. Hopefully, we see that soon. There has to be a change. We can't keep going like this for sure. Appreciate you, my guy Marcus. All right, guys. That is it for me. I will see you guys next time. As always, remember, just Raiders, baby. Peace.
Inside Allegiant Stadium for the first time this year.